Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world at this time. This is Diane Klein. I'm with the Online Entrepreneurs, and we're going to talk about taking action and chunking it. So this is going to be a very interesting subject for us because we are just right in the midst of our business where we are taking action and we're just taking a run for it and we're just going at it. So we hope we're going to give you some value as we learn in our business and as we go and as we come on these hangouts on a daily basis from Monday through Thursday. We want to give you value and we want to be here for you. If you have any questions or anything that you're stuck with in your business or in life, we hope that you're here for you for questions that you have. If you're watching us, you can just post your questions right in there in the bottom of where the Q&A is, and we will answer your questions right live right here today. So we're so glad you're here with us, and we're going to talk about the book by Jack Canfield, Success Principles, and we're on Success Principle number 8, and it's called Chunking It. So I'm just gonna go ahead here and find where we're at. And I'm just going to read the first part here, and we're going to talk about it together. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce my panel. Sorry, ladies. With me, I have Jody Maley, who is also from Canada. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and Jody is from BC, Canada. We have Rachel Kelly, who is the founder of Fearless Online Entrepreneurs, and we have Sharon Sutherland, who is here representing her husband, Lucky Sutherland, and we're so glad to have you guys. I'm so impressed to be here with you guys today, and I appreciate you guys being here with me. I think we're just going to have a great time here with this chat. Let's start off with the first little part here where Mark Twain says, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret to getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks, and then starting on the first one." Isn't that what it's all about? It's all about getting started. It doesn't matter where you're at. I love the way Keisha Bass, one of our leaders, always says, just take imperfect action. If we start doing that in life, if we start doing that in our business, you know what? We get started, we get confidence, and we just take it from there and just start running. The first part, he talks here about the biggest life goals seem always to be so overwhelming that we don't know how to go about it and how to start. But if we take action with it and we make it into maybe bite-sized pieces, or we just break it up into small challenges, then you can see yourself going at it. Whereas if you look at a big goal, it just seems so overwhelming and your mind just can't handle it at that point. So the idea is to break it down into small parts and to just start where you're at. And then he goes on to explain how there's several different ways of doing it and taking action. And the idea is that you take the action and start with it, because if you don't, you won't learn from your experiences. If you just sit there still and just talk about it, then you won't have the experience of doing what you need to do. So did anybody want to come jump out here and talk about this?
I like how, you know, the whole process of chunking it down really makes your goal a little bit more attainable. You know, it's really hard when you say, I want to have X amount of money by X amount of time, which we talked about yesterday, and true enough, that is part of the process, is to have the end in mind. But then you have to be a little bit more specific, you know. If you're with a company that, let's say, we're going to relate it to a money concept right now. So if you're with a company that money is your end goal and a certain amount is your end goal by, say, 90 days, then you need to just break it down into more chunks, you know. If you're selling products or you know, information products or anything like that, you're going to know how many sales do you actually need to make to get that money 90 days from now. How many people do you have to talk to? How many hours in a day do you need to accomplish that goal? And then what kind of aids do you need to help support you in that goal? So it could be, you know, talking on Facebook for 5 to 10 minutes, talking on Twitter or any of your other social things. So you really have to be very, very specific, and then just start with those simple things first. I like doing 3 things a day that I know will move me forward in my business, and we were taught by Rachel here to do make one day all about a certain something you want to get done, and then make the next day all about. So if you're a blogger, you could do one day all about your blogging. The next day you could be all about getting your blogging out to your other social media, and then the next day after that you could then start commenting on other people's social media. So that's just my thoughts on that. I love chunking.
Also, they say a valuable technique for creating an action plan for your goal is called mind mapping. So once you go and do your mind mapping, you will understand exactly what you need to do. And another thing that we always talked about is you work with the end in mind. You have to use visualization and see yourself at the end, already achieving your goals and dreams. Then what you do is you come back to the present and say, okay, now let me write my plan or my mind mapping for the way I'm going, the direction I'm going to take to get to where I need to be. I need to do have income producing activities that last 3 hours and 30 minutes. I need to have my morning rituals so that I can get my mindset right, which could be include reading and you're writing out your perfect day, write a letter to yourself, anything like that to get you focused. And once you get focused, you can write out your plan so that you will know what steps you need to take to get to the end, and that's mind mapping.
I love that, Sharon. I'm going to jump in here too. And part of the part that we were reading here also said that you don't have to know everything when you start. And that is just so true, because if you, let's say that the company that we've joined with, there are leaders out there who have done this before. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can just follow their example and do what they're doing, because they're here to mentor us and to show us the way. So we don't have to have this panic attack where we're like, oh my goodness, what do I do, and how am I going to show my team how to do this? We don't have to do that. We just have to follow the leaders. And it doesn't matter for you people out there who are listening, whatever business you're in, if somebody in your business has had success and they're doing it, then just follow their lead. I'm sorry, my kids are noisy today. Jody, can you take over?
I can. I don't think we've ever done this before on one of our Hangouts, but since we were talking about mind maps, would you guys be okay if I showed you a mind map of a product creation that I was doing, just to get an idea? Okay. Try something new. We're getting better and better at this all the time.
Yes,
okay, so
we are.
I'm going to screen share my computer here, just so you guys can all see. Let me know when it's working there, Sharon. And this mind map I got actually for free. So there is a site called mindmap.org. So that's mindmap.org, and you can go
Jody,
and you. Yep.
Jody, I think can you all see all of her screen? Because mine has the. There you go. Now we can see it.
That's what I figured. All right, so this is a free kind of mind map one, and what I've done is I haven't chosen what kind of product, but I was working on helping other people with product creation in my own. And I did have a thing for this one. I think there's one that I was showing people how to have $1,000 party in a home business. So what I did is up here, they have all these different lines that you can see. So basically, I go through a process of doing my outline of my system, 5 main ways I show people how to good show, and then when you put in different like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can see it down here on this side, they all get colored. So it kind of helps keep your mind map very organized. And then any of these ones here, if I click on them, I actually have more notes on each of these. So this is the first thing that I did, was outline my system. Then I need to set up the recording. Then I need to drive traffic, and these are the ways I'm going to drive traffic. And this is the way that I'm going to monetize it. So this is just an idea of what a mind map can look like, but you really got to have all your components in there and then just chunk it down. Pretty easy. So if anyone else wants to share on that, go ahead.
I would love to just kind of dig into your mind map, Jody, if you want to open that back up for a minute.
Okay, sure.
When we talk about setting goals, we talk about beginning with the end in mind, as Sharon mentioned earlier. While you're pulling it up, I'll run my giblets for a minute here. Sharon talked about beginning with the end in mind, and we know that your end is to have a product, right? So that's why the product creation is in the middle, right? And then you have different steps that you take. Like, so you're not trying to do all of this at one time. You're looking at little parts, little pieces of this. Now, I can barely see what it says, Jody, over to your right, connected to the product creation. What's that one on the left-hand side? What does that say?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to do it.
No, not there. Right.
But it just did one. Right click? This side?
Yes, it's over on that side. It's connected to product creation.
Okay, yeah. So over on this side, I have ways of driving that I'm going to use for traffic. And then this is kind of my monetization part. So that means the money, right? So to set up the money, you know, I had to, what will I start with for the, maybe the first 20 people sign up, get 50% off, and the next 30 get 30% off, and then this is my goal. My goal is to have 100 attendees. So when you break these down, now if I'm going to go in there and say mind map today, so I'll choose this one right here, set up PayPal. I can set up a new part of it, and part of setting up PayPal is what would you use on there? Your price. I'd have to start in PayPal on my price, and then I would have to. Oh, sorry, that's wrong. But back here. So I need a price, and then when I choose the price through PayPal, I'll need like the button to put onto my site. So I need my button set up, and then I need to actually, you know, I have several sites, so I would put something like this. Do another insert, and then I would probably have, since I have several sites, I would be put button on 3 of my sites.
Okay, so the point that I wanted to make here was, you know, again, as we said, begin with the end in mind. The end is that you want to create a product, and it looks like your outer, you know, you're working backwards with the things that are connected to your product creation, and the things that you're actually going to do first are the things way out to the end of the branches. Is that correct?
Yes. So those are the things that you would work on first to get your whole PayPal set up. So to set up your PayPal, you know, you probably have about 8 or 9 different things here, right? But then that helps you set up your PayPal. To set up the topics, you have the outline, which I chose 5 main topics, and then on each topic, again, you would, on this one I've already got notes made up on it, so I just have to go and get my notes. But any of these, you know, you would even do a little bit more. Like, let's say the one on the door prize over here that I have, I would probably, I'd probably do a little giveaway on that. So I would put a form into my product here. So I'd make a note on that. I need to do the door prize form, or get somebody who's better, better than me to do it for me. So again, these can be tasks that you do, or they can be tasks that you have other people do.
Awesome. No, Jody, thank you for sharing your mind map, because I think a lot of people don't really understand, you know, when you get something really, really big, a lot of things on your plate, you know, then you feel like you can't achieve your goals. You feel like you're never going to make your goals. But if you begin with the end in mind, whether you do a map, and then when you do the map, like this mind map here, you know, you can now chunk it. You can break it up into pieces, and you don't feel overwhelmed, like, oh, I got to do all of this. Then you can go and mark them off. As you begin to check things off, you begin to see yourself getting closer to your goal. So I just wanted to bring that point out right there.
And I think that we're all at a point, too, that this is what held me up. If some of those little things didn't get done, I would just stop. I stopped the whole process, and I actually worked with a lot of business coaches on this, because when you get hung up on just one little thing, it's like it freezes you,
Mm-hmm.
and then nothing gets done.
Yep,
So
exactly.
get into overwhelm. I think that's the word.
Yeah.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. I know I took notes here for improving my mind, my map, my business plan. So, and the next part would be is to make a plan for your everyday action. So from the mind map that Jody was sharing, what you would want to do then is make our plan of action for our daily activities. And I know we've talked about that on here before as well, and also that you want to write out your plan of action the night before. That is so powerful. And since Rachel and Sharon have mentioned it here, I think it was a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, I have started doing that in mind, and I know what they're talking about when they say you think about it during the night and you get ideas. Because I got up in the morning and I was like, oh, as I was doing my devotions and stuff, I was like, where's my paper and pen? I'm thinking of stuff and jotting it down, and it felt really good because it inspired me to get in here in front of the computer and just get going, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because when you go to bed at night, that's what you're focusing on. That's why I like listening to 30 minutes of audio of positive information being fed to the brain before you go to bed. Because when you get up in the morning, that's what you've been thinking about. And then, like, same thing with me when I'm doing my devotional time in the morning. It's just like my brain is in overdrive and information just flow, and I can't get it down as fast as I'm thinking about it. So, I enjoy it because then I know that my brain is actively using the information that I'm putting in there, and I feel so excited and so blessed that I can focus and get things down on paper, that whatever I'm working on, and it just keeps me focused.
Yeah, it's funny because this morning, I took my daughter out she had to go do her final exam for one of her classes for school. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to go shopping, right? So I'm already thrown off because my FBA shopping day is really on a Tuesday. But it's so much fun. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm like, this is really fun. I mean, I did it yesterday, and today I'm doing it. And it's funny because I knew, like I told my daughter when she got in the car, I said, I'm gonna get you. You got me off my schedule. I said, because I'm supposed to be at home making videos right now. So it's amazing the power of what needs to be going on. So even though yes, I was out shopping, and so I'm still making money for my business, which is okay. But I know still in my mind, even though it didn't happen when I normally schedule it, I know that a video needs to be cut today because that's what was on my list to do. So it's just really powerful when you have a mind map and you plan the day before and you already know what you're going to do. And if you start making that, if you're like a mom or somebody that has like a lot of responsibilities, and if you say every week I'm going to batch on Wednesdays, I'm going to do email marketing. If you don't do anything else, that is really an important thing to do. So it doesn't really matter as long as you're doing something that is income producing in your business, and not even in your business, in your life. If it's your house is chaotic, write a plan out of getting your house unchaotic so that you can achieve those goals that you want in life.
Yeah. And I agree with you, Rachel. It's just so much easier too, and we are all moms, so we'll come up with that. Because I know a while ago I was just so overwhelmed before the kids were out of school. I'm like, I feel like I'm always doing laundry. What am I doing wrong here? And then I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to take certain days of the week and do 2 loads, and then that's it. If you guys can't make it till the next laundry day, then you know what? You have to be more careful and don't leave your clothes lying around everywhere. But yeah, it does feel like it gets overwhelming, and the same as in a business. I know Jody and I, who's my accountable partner, we're talking a lot of times before where it just seems like your list is so huge and you're looking at it and you feel so overwhelmed and you freeze up, like Jody had mentioned before, and we're like, what do we do? Where do we go? Where do we start? So if you chunk it and you break it up into what I like to call bite-sized pieces, you'll be amazed also when you break it up and start doing those little chunks how fast you get at it. Because the more often you do it, the better you get at it. Like I can do a video now in like click of a snap of a finger, and get that going and process that one, and then I can do some other stuff and start doing more videos for the whole week or something like that. So you will be amazed how things will just fall in place, and you'll just get good at what you're doing because you're focusing on chunking and you're focusing on what you have to get done for money making actions, right? So anybody else?
The other oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Sharon.
The one thing I wanted to add to what Diane was just saying is, from your mind mapping and your daily task list, however you want to do it, you need to do first things first. If you need to write your ad and then go post it, don't try to post something and you haven't went through it to make sure that everything is in place and all of your links work. So make sure that you do everything in order. There is a process to everything, and if you do it in order, you don't miss anything. So that's why it's so important to start from the end. Okay, I see what I want and I see where I want to go, but in order to get there, I got to start at the beginning and take those little baby steps and make sure I don't miss a process in the meantime.
Yeah. And what I was going to say, too, to add to that even more, is that when you're doing your chunking or you're doing certain things, and Diane and I talked about this because I've only got X amount of hours where because I have a disability, so I've only got several hours of my time that I can concentrate on something, and then I kind of leave in for the afternoon the little end stuff, the things that you might not have gotten done all day. But I know that when Diane and I started doing this, I said to her, you know what, I've set an hour a day to listing. And whatever part of listing items for our business that I get done, but I stop right at the hour. And then the next day, if that's one of my daily income goals, then I'll pick it up again from the next day. And I think that some people, this is where you can get really burned out, is because you'll stick with the same project for an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then at the end of the day you just kind of feel like, I didn't get nothing done because you were stuck on one thing. And if you say you're going to do something for an hour, then at the end of the hour, walk away. Come back to that again tomorrow, because your mind will think of the ways to fix that. Okay? We have a wonderful creation here that God's given us in our mind that your subconscious can still keep working on that without you, having to sit there and try to worry about it and feel like you didn't accomplish anything. So stick to a time limit on your chunking, and if you don't finish it, it gets done the other day. And I think that's what Rachel was trying to point out too.
Absolutely, Jody. Thank you for that. I just wanted to jump on that. When Jody and I were doing that, for me, it was hard to leave that. I had to train myself because I don't like to leave stuff undone. But you know what? I'm getting so much more done now doing that, because I got better at it, and I did get finished within that hour, and I did get a lot accomplished. And then thinking, okay, I'm coming back here tomorrow. Go ahead.
And what's your favorite thing on that you always say? Oh, well, tomorrow's another day.
I was just going to say, too, and what you'll find is that you'll begin to enjoy your day so much more. You get in there, you get your work done, and now you're free to enjoy your family or, some of the other goals that you have in your life. Mm-hmm. That's just such a powerful place, because, what happens is when we don't chunk it or when we're not really focused, a lot of people teach multitasking. I am so against multitasking right now. I don't believe in it at all. But it's just really powerful when you get in there and you complete that task and you've already planned it out, so you already know. And what I like to do is I just want to take a minute for those, what I think just about everyone listening in here has a business. But it took me a long time to get to this point, and I'm really thankful for Reginald, because he said some things on one of the hangouts that really helped me to put all the pieces together. And so what this looks like to me is, I think about, my main marketing techniques, and that's YouTube, that's Facebook, that's a blog, right? And so what that looks like is, okay, so what am I going to talk about? Most people get frustrated because they don't know what type of video to create. It's not really easy every day to get up and say, oh, what am I going to create a video on? So since you don't know, and since you haven't planned, you don't do a video at all, right? So what you do is you think about a subject that you want to teach on. No matter what it is, if it's, if you're coming to Hangouts, if you're going to our UOP trainings or your DSD training, eBay training, whatever you have you want to share. You think about maybe like 7 points that you want to share about that, right? So it's almost like writing a book or an ebook. You break it up. And then you have 7, okay, so there's 7 days in a week. So if you want to blog 7 days in a week, then what you do is on Sunday night, you sit down and you plan, okay, I'm going to blog 7 nights this week, and I'm going to blog about, eBay, selling on eBay. And then you break it, because there's so many different aspects of selling on eBay. So you can write a blog post about, how to, start your eBay account, how to do this, 7 different posts, right? Then you can turn around the next day and you can write videos. I mean, you can create videos on the same content that you created. You can actually do them both on the same, you can do them on the same day. You can do, your blog post if you can finish. If not, you just come the next day and you do all of that. And then you can plan it out that way. And then the last thing is, you email it to your list. If you're doing email marketing, hey, I'm going to just send this to my email list now so that they can get this information. Now you're providing value to the marketplace. Now people are going to begin to know, like, and trust you and buy from you. So that is really, that's kind of like the mind mapping that we talked about at the beginning. You map out what you want to do, what you want to say, what you want your business to look like. And after you map it out, now you have steps in place that you can do every day. And that's how mine is now. Monday I'm blogging. Tuesday I'm FBA shopping. Wednesday I'm doing videos. Thursday I'm doing my emails. And it's so easy. I can almost talk about it like on the back of my hands. So there's really a lot of power in mapping out and figuring out what you want and what you want to say and do before you do it.
And there's a ton of information that you can go to and access on the internet. And actually, because you talked about blogging, and I was kind of like that too. I'm getting stumped for what I could do. And then I mentioned this before to Sharon, that when I open my emails, with an intention and a purpose. So a lot of the emails I'll just delete, unless it has something to do with something I want to learn, which was the other day blog post ideas and stuff like that. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with Ryan Diaz, but right now he's the owner of digitalmarketer.com. That's digitalmarketer.com, and right now you can actually upload for free 212 blog post ideas. So this is an access. Of course, he tried to upsell you to his other things and stuff, but that's exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for blog post ideas, and then in my inbox, because I followed him, he has for free, he gave away 212 blog post ideas. So you can pretty much put out there what you want or what you need help with, and be very focused. If you're going to go on Facebook for like a minimum of 15-20 minutes or whatever to get what you need to get done. And then if you're going to go check through your email, be on purpose when you check through your email. Who can help you today? So if you do that, you get a lot more done.
Absolutely, Jolie. I wanted to say, a lot of the vision that we are talking about, seeing yourself, is also called the Merlin principle, which supposedly you live from the future backwards in time, and you picture yourself a year from now, 5 years from now. What does your life look like? What does your career look like? What has happened that has you grinning from ear to ear? And then you work backwards through time, looking at what happened to cause the results that you had ended up with in the plan that you created. And then I have something called the 6 C's, which is I call the step-by-step program to help you get from point A to point Z. Be coachable, the ability to listen, learn, and implement what is being taught. You be consistent, the ability to continually do the necessary tasks every day to reach the desired outcome. Then you be courageous. This is a necessary attribute when you want to make your vision a reality. Be competent. This is the ability of an individual to do a job properly. Be committed. You are willing to do the necessary tasks to ensure you reach your goals and your dreams, and be compassionate. This is the glue that holds everything together.
Wow, Sharon, that was awesome. I love that. I love those 6 C's. That's totally to the point, and that's exactly what we need. And it's not just in business; it's also in life. You can incorporate those into your everyday life. You can incorporate that into us. We're all parents, so we can do
Hmm.
it, incorporate it into raising kids, right? Wow, this has been very powerful here today. I just wanted to focus on the very last part of this chapter here, Principle 8. Use the Achievers Focusing System, and it's talking about a valuable tool that he had mentioned in part of the focusing system developed by Les Hewitt of the Achievers Coaching Program. It is a form you can use to plan and hold yourself accountable for 13 weeks of goals and action steps. You can download a copy of the form and instructions on how to use it for free at www.thesuccessprinciples.com. So if you're somebody who wants to plan out a 13 weeks of goals and action steps, then just go to www.thesuccessprinciples.com, download that form, fill it out, and get your plan of action ready. And if you want, from that, you can make your map. So that would work for you then. I sure hope we've given you guys a lot of value out there. I'm just going to check and see if anybody left any questions here for us. Just give me a minute here. We have been talking about Principle 8, and I don't see any questions at the moment. We've been talking about Principle 8 is where you chunk it down and you take action. And the important part of all of this is to take action. Because if you don't take action in your business, nothing happens. You just at a standpoint and you just look at the business and you're like, why am I not making money? Well, the reason you're not making money is you haven't taken action. Have you been driving traffic? Have you been doing this? Have you been doing that? If it feels overwhelming, take little baby steps, like Sharon said. Start with the little things and grow from there. Chunk it, like Rachel and Jody have been mentioning all through this conversation. Just chunk it, make bite-sized pieces. Just do that. Write yourself down, make yourself a map, a business map, and follow it and see what you have to do first to get to the end in mind. Always keep the end in mind. That's the most important part. We're so grateful that you've been here with us today, and we really appreciate you coming out every day with us from Monday through Thursday. We're here for you as much as we are for ourselves. We love getting together and masterminding together, but we're here to give you value. So if you have any questions or if you have anything that you're stumped with, get a hold of us or get in touch with one of us, and we can help you out. And I forgot, Jody, I'm sorry. Did you want to close or did you want to say anything at the end here? I forgot you were going to close. Are you good? Okay, so I'll just close this out. If you need to get in touch with any one of us, then we have a blog at the fearlessonlineentrepreneurs.com. Just go there, read the article. If you didn't watch this, then there's going to be a replay there. Go ahead and watch it and leave a comment for us and let us know how we're doing. We'd love to hear from you of how we're doing. Are we giving value to you? Is there something that we did or talked about today that helped you? We would love to know about that. So let us know that. Okay, with that being said, we will let you go for today, and we will be back here tomorrow, which is Thursday, at the same time at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we will be happy to have you back. Okay, bye for now.